Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten, and I have another Trump-related reading for you guys today. This one is about William Barr and any questions that you guys had around him. You couldn't do all of your questions. Some of them just, they just don't, they're not congruent with the other questions. So I just picked the ones that I think that we really all want to kind of find out about. So this isn't a look into Bill Barr's past or his relationship with his father, or any of his vices per se, although I do see some confirmation of some things in the reading. That's not what this is. Basically, these are the questions that I decided to try to answer through this reading. From L. Jackson, she wanted to know, or he or she wanted to know, will William Barr leave before the 2020 elections? So before the end of November 2020, will he, leave his post as Attorney General? So I'm hoping to figure that out from this reading. Pearlie Johnson wants to know, will William Barr be stopped and his influence on the justice system dismantled and exposed? So I'm hoping to answer that in this reading. 11 Light EQ wants to know, will Bill Barr lose his license and be disbarred? I think another one of my Patreon subscribers asked that question. Will he be disbarred? And why is he protecting Trump at all costs? So I'm asking that as well. Roxanne M. wants to know, will the Federalist movement to take over the government and country ever be exposed? Mystery Achiever adds, wants to know, is there an organization or society that is behind Barr? Will they ever be exposed or remain secret and hidden? So I kind of thought of these questions as I was shuffling the cards. Also Mia commented and wanted to know, will William Barr be impeached? Will he show up for the July 28th hearing? And will he commit perjury during his hearing? Will Bill Barr resign? So, I'm not going to lie to you guys. It was difficult to get connected. William Barr is a really difficult person to read. There was a long time before we knew, me and other readers knew, if he was there to protect us from Trump, or if he was going to, be on Trump's side. And it wasn't until he did what he did with the Mueller report that it became clear what purpose he served. So, but a lot of us readers, from what I could tell at the time, because I don't really watch anybody's readings anymore, I just try to give you what I see in the cards, and it doesn't matter to me if anyone agrees with it or not. But at that time, I had been following, certain readers that I really like and enjoy, like Linda G. and Linda Rodriguez and Dweller. I always forget her name. I don't mean to forget it. Dweller Between Waters. I think that's her name. She's really good. But anyway, all the readers are great. I'm not ranking anybody, because if I did, I'd be up there. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that I felt like everybody at that time was not able to really get a clear picture on Bill Barr, and he's difficult to read, and he's very much a hypnotist as well. And I don't mean to demean the word hypnotist. I don't want to make people afraid of hypnotism, of being hypnotized to better their life. But there is a type of persuasion that can be used. It can be used negatively as it can be used positively. A gun can save your life. A gun can, end your life for negative reasons. So everything is kind of neutral. But I noticed that when Bill Barr talks, he always talks in this fatherly, paternal patter, very even toned. That's, that's not crazy. He tries to make you feel like everything is stable. And he just ever so slightly nuances into being condescending when you are challenging him in any way. So he very much has that down. He's got his paternal pattern down. And you guys don't, a lot of you people don't know it, but life is just about conditioning. And certain people learn how to condition others. And Barr and Trump are masters of that, and conditioning you with repetitive and certain types of talk and gestures and mannerisms. So that's just from my point of view. I'm sharing that with you. But Barr is a difficult guy to read. But I'm going to go ahead and do my best to interpret these cards. Remember, I'm not a psychic. I am a card interpreter. I have a lot of cards here, but it's mainly the tarot that is the main part of the reading. Everything else is just to clarify, to help me to clarify. I do read in layers, and I may see several different things in the same card, but all things can apply. Whatever I say is a possible prediction, okay? Everything I say is a prediction. Even if it contradicts itself, it's still a prediction. I don't know how all of this energy will play out, but I will give you the energy, and the energy will play out. I can assure you of that. The energy will play out, but it's the prediction of how the energy will take its form and shape and who will play it out. That's where the guessing and the predicting comes in, and that's where we're fallible. But the energy itself will play out somehow, some way. So pay attention to how it feels, and then when the thing happens in real life, it'll resonate, and you'll be, oh, that's what that was. Okay, that's why I like to do my readings with the cards present for you to see, to explain in some detail the energy of the card, so that you can have that understanding and awaken to how tarot works, at least how it works when I read it. All right, please hit the like button. I need you guys to support this channel. I need you to hit the like button. YouTube doesn't seem to circulate my videos. You've seen the viewership gone really down. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to ask you to please support the channel by hitting the like button, hitting the notification bell, and hey, while you're at it, send me a comment that you did that for me, and so I'll know that you did it. And make sure you're subscribed. Even if you think you're subscribed, make sure you're subscribed, and next to that subscribe button is that notification bell. Go ahead and hit them both. Let's do that right now. I really appreciate you for doing that. It helps to keep the channel alive. And if you'd like to support the channel, please come over to my Patreon and support the channel, where you can get access to all my political readings, or you can donate. There's a donate button on the home page. I really appreciate that. And share my videos. Share the links with your friends and with your social media. Please don't forget to do that. Let's get started. Will Bill Barr show up for the hearing on July 28th, and what will be the result? Okay, it's kind of modified the question. Some of you guys don't know how to ask questions. You just want confirmation. Well, some confirmation came out. All right, but you didn't ask questions, so there's nothing for me to dig out of it, okay? I'm not a psychic, I'm a card interpreter, and so I look to the cards to answer questions. That's how I approach it. So with Four of Cups here, we have, will Barr show up for the hearing, and what will be the result? Four of Cups is next to the Five of Swords reversed. This represents Barr's energy, and this represents Congress's energy, the Five of Swords reversed. Then we have the Moon card here. This is representing the outcome of Barr's status by November 20th, by the time of the elections, okay? All right, so that's who the characters are here in this particular part of the reading. Four of Cups tells me that Barr is considering what Congress has proposed. But he's strongly inclined to not show up. I see him possibly rejecting or ignoring their invitation, or whatever it is that they are giving him to do, proposing that he do or offering him to do. The Four of Cups is rejection of an offer or dissatisfaction with an offer. So Barr is not happy and is dissatisfied, I think, also with Trump's campaign. I think he knows that they're losing and that that it's kind of, over. So with that understanding, a lot of their actions don't make sense to me, but I'm going to try not to get overwhelmed and try to pull too much out of the cards. Just whatever comes naturally, okay? I may not be able to answer all the questions. I'm going to do my best. Going forward, I think whatever it is that Congress does to Barr as a result of what happens after July 28th, I don't think it's going to make him happy. I think he will be very dissatisfied. I do feel in time eventually he will end up being disbarred. Someone had asked that question. I do think in time eventually he will end up losing his position, and I feel disbarred, but that may not happen for over a year. Okay? It may be over a year before that happens in terms of the disbarring. It's a little bit convoluted about when he will leave his position, and I'll explain that to you as I get deeper into the outcome. Right? But right now he's afraid to expose himself. If he goes to this hearing, he's afraid that if he goes, he will expose himself to too much liability. In other words, he would lie, especially in regards to the actions that he took on Lafayette. Was it Lafayette Park or Avenue? Lafayette Square, I think. He may end up using illness or exposure to the corona. See the rain. He doesn't want to go out in the rain. He may end up using exposure to corona as an excuse, or illness as an excuse to not show up. So it's all about delaying. I don't think he intends to show. The cards tell me he is a very selfish person. They say that he's a very selfish person who cares about no one's needs but his own, and that he's brooding about his situation and trying to find a way to protect and insulate himself from loss and legal troubles. I do see him thinking, however, about quitting or resigning. Maybe that is what Congress is proposing that he do, because Journey clarifies this card, which says that someone is offering him a way forward. So maybe that's Congress offering him a way forward, or negotiating his resignation. But I feel he's inclined to reject or ignore that opportunity. These cards tell me that he is a very deep strategic thinker, a very deep thinker, and he plays out what would happen if scenarios a lot. And in that way, he is able to choose the best possible route for himself. So he's a very he's a strategizer. And he's wanting to move up. He's wanting the fruitful opportunities that comes from backing Trump. Someone had asked that, and this is the part of the reading that answers that question, and this is connected. So this is adding to clarification to this card when I get to that part of the question. But I just want to say he is wanting fruitful opportunities that come from backing Trump, and definitely to elevate and to rise in power. So Congress Congress ended up getting clarified by the thief card and the sincere friend. And when I lay them out, I felt inclined to lay them out like this. So this is how they work with the reading. Five of Swords reversed. This is Congress's energy walking away from a fight, right? This tells me that they are not looking to be in conflict or to impeach him. So you guys ask, will he be impeached? I don't see him getting impeached from this energy. Maybe it is because they feel, this is an answer to someone's question as well, why won't they impeach him? And the defunding question someone had asked. Okay, maybe they feel they can't impeach him because in the end it would be a futile fight. They don't see a win in engaging in that fight. The Democrats have scrutinized the situation and they know that they can't win to remove him in some impeachment battle. They want to pick their battles carefully, and their intention is to sorry, you can't see all the cards. Their intention is to wait out for the elections, Six of Wands. And when we put in a new president, their intention is to wait for that, to deal with Barr in a more aggressive way. So there's a lot of confidence that's coming from the Democrats right now. A lot of confidence that we will win in November. But what I get from this is that this is more of the Democrats' passive aggressive tactics, which is in this case a weak tactic. And the Republicans are counting on us not being aggressive enough. And I don't see us being aggressive enough. So I may scatter in this reading. I did write my notes so that I can stay on track, but the cards jump from subject to subject, and this is the best I could organize it, okay? So I'm going to just try to illustrate what I'm talking about and where I'm answering certain questions. I do see Barr with an agenda or following an agenda. This agenda is not just Barr's agenda. It's a group agenda. And that agenda, including Trump, wants the removal of any challenging, conflicting energies from our justice system. All right? The agenda is for the purpose of being able to cheat, to steal, without guard, without witness, and without supervision. So they want to remove those occupying positions of oversight, and that would be in regards to individuals and Congress itself as a body. So that is Bill Barr's agenda, and anyone involved in his agenda, they follow that agenda. Okay? To remove Congress as an oversight over executive powers, and to elevate those executive powers. That is his drive that he's pushing. Back to the Democrats. I feel the Democrats in Congress want to expend their energy following a higher path and not to waste time or energy being rerouted and following a path of certain defeat. Again, back to their justification for not impeaching Bill Barr. They want to spend their energy assuring the people in the country with all the unrest that they can instead protest peacefully. So that's a big deal that they want to talk to Barr about the protesters and how he reacted towards them. Barr is certainly a danger to the expression of our civil rights. And they may use that as their reasoning for asking him to step down and resign. So I feel like they ask him to resign. I feel like that's what they're proposing and that's what he is thinking about, but is inclined to reject. And what I'm picking up from this energy is that the Democrats have a blind spot. We have a blind spot due to our not wanting to engage in the dirty fighting makes us blind, because there's principles of war that must be understood. And when you're in a war, you need to understand the enemy and their tactics and how they're going to fight. You need to understand it, and you need to know how to combat it, and you need to understand how they're going to react and move. So if they fight dirty, you need to understand how to fight dirty, is what I'm trying to say. And there's this desire not to want to engage in dirty play, in this level of dirty play, right? But that is our blind spot, which concerns me a great deal as I'm doing this reading. I feel the Dems are not being strategic enough and will not be strategic enough in their thought process in challenging Barr or any of their Republicans, Trump or any of them. And that's why they've been able to get away with so much. The Thief card and the Sincere Friend both fell out in clarification of this Five of Swords. Reverse. So this Thief card has a lot of different personalities. It's representing representing not only Barr and his ethics and actions, which are criminal, but it says that he's more than just a fixer for Trump. He's actually Trump's henchman. It's also representing in this reading criminals, actual criminals, Trump's guilty friends. Sincere friend are criminals. It represents Barr's favors towards them to protect and keep their secrets quiet, secrets he uncovered unethically, in an unethical way, through infiltration into the cases, right, by his position. He's uncovered what's going on in the cases unethically, and he says he's also uncovered secrets unethically on Trump's enemies, on enemies of the country, like whoever that would be, and whoever Trump deems as enemies can be one of the same in terms of Trump's thinking, if that makes sense. I hope I said that right. So I'm getting kind of like a psychic hit here. I feel like, because this is a card of spying, heavy spying and unethical and ethically uncovering secrets through spying. So I feel like this Thief card is saying that Barr is not upright and may be using unethical means to spy on members of Congress. Not only have insights into these criminal matters, but he's gaining insights into so-called friends and Trump's so-called enemies in Congress, as well as people and countries that need protection after having been defeated or that are trying to rebuild. So I guess basically what I'm trying to say is he's an extortionist. He engages in blackmail and extortion and uses manipulative persuasion of past and present histories, and he's been doing that, and he's doing that now. So I'm picking up a conspiracy here, guys. A conspiracy to compromise Nancy Pelosi, and perhaps some secret investigation into Biden's potential running mates for vice president, for the purpose of bearing false witness against them in the campaign days ahead. He is also, this is just giving me what Barr's doing, he's also providing protection for third parties' interference into the elections. He, Barr, is both a direct and an indirect hand, moving it along. And I'm just kind of getting a Stacey Abrams feeling that they're really digging into Stacey Abrams. All of them, but really digging into Stacey Abrams. I feel like it's a woman with a thicker body. Maybe. That's probably the one they want Biden to pick, so that they can scare the American people about, a female president, a black female president, and start using that as their tactic to build Trump back up in the polls. So, wow, that went off topic. Let's get back on topic. Sincere friend tells me that there is a longing and a waiting for Barr to come speak on July 28th. But as a result, we get the moon card. And the moon card is a card of unknowns. It's a card of deceit, illusion, lies, secrets, subterfuge. We're in the dark. So the outcome, what will be Barr's status by the time of the elections? Will he resign? Will he leave his post? The moon says there's uncertainty, so that's ambiguous to me. I can't give you a certain answer. Why? It says that many invisible things are happening, secret motives, clandestine situations that we will be kept in the dark about. A great illusion and darkness covers this, a big shadow. And dark secrets remain hidden and will not be revealed. So it's saying there's a lie, there's an illusion. It could be this, I don't want to get corona, or I've got corona, or something like that, some kind of excuse to get out of it, right? There's a lie, there's an illusion, and a shadow over this dysfunctional government by the time of the elections, because this is in the time frame of November. Shadow over a dysfunctional government. and the darkness remains. But we can't see it, yet it's there. The whole system and structure would have to be purged, the cards are saying, to remedy the country and get it back into balance, or to completely unbalance the country and get it under control, complete control. So, wow, how do I unpack all this? The moon says that there's a lot of fear and anxiety around the fall of justice, our democracy, the country, and around this SDNY situation, and around the Washington, D.C. situation, around Washington. And there should be a lot of fear and anxiety. The whole country has this fear and anxiety. This is November. This is what I'm picking out, the energy around this time for the democracy. And I mean, guys, shadow takeover, shadow government. I don't even know exactly how to explain. I've heard about shadow takeover, shadow government, deep state. I don't know if that's real or not. If it is real, then I will tell you that the ones accusing the others of it are the ones doing it. Okay? Number one, and I do see shadow government. I do see shadow takeover. In November specifically, okay? And I've been telling you that this has been a coup the whole time. I do believe that there is a takeover of our government, and we need to stop it, if it's even stoppable at this point. I feel that confirms it. Okay? But you can interpret the cards however you like. That's my interpretation. This military card from Lavera Sibilla clarifies. I have a lot of clarifiers on this moon. Because the moon is always a hard card to read by its very nature. The military card is making me think of Barr's shadow police force, the unidentified police force that showed up on Lafayette Square. Maybe they'll make another show around time of the election. It's telling me that this force is under Barr's command. If anyone asks that question, there you go. He is the head of that. And is also this card talks about Barr's manipulative shadow hand, right? In the SDNY and the Washington, D.C. cases against Trump. So yes, he is trying to manipulate justice for Trump. That's confirmed. It's also saying he has a shadow hand at play. Okay? In our justice system. So, there's so much stuff here. Let me go back to the question. the outcome of Barr's status by the time of the elections, the moon, it says there's uncertainty, but there's a shadow hand here at play. We can't see him, but the darkness remains. Maybe Barr is not here, although I don't feel he resigns. But it may be that he is not here at this time, but he is still at play. His shadow hand is still involved. We just can't see it. It says the darkness remains. Okay? Keep hitting the camera with my glasses. Because I have to look, like my eyesight isn't that good, so I have to like look really hard at the camera lens to see the cards. I keep hitting the camera. Sorry. I don't think that we will come to find out that Barr is the head of this secret force. We may not come to find out who exactly is in this force, who's the individuals that it is comprised with, but it's in the justice system, it's in the police system. I think it's white supremacist. I think it is some sort of like, I think what it is a lot of implants in those that follow that agenda that they have. I think it's a lot of implants have been put in place. Even if Barr is not here, there's enough shadow implants in place to where the agenda or the mission is still carried out, right? The darkness remains. You just can't see it. And a purge would be needed. So his mission is to purge any men of integrity. And our mission will be that we will have to purge all of Trump's and all of Barr's appointees and anyone that they appointed to to clear the swamp. See the swamp? Barr would have to purge in order to protect the swamp, and we would have to purge all their appointees to clear out this shadow hand that's here. I'm seeing secret investigations being conducted that won't ever be revealed to us, me and you, the public. There's a lot of stuff going on we won't ever find out about. That they just will not tell us. Maybe because of national security reasons. His card says both Barr and Trump are despotic authoritarians, and their agenda is to attain a despotic regime. And this is the mission of the shadow takeover. These cards here are extras because I asked, will the Senate still be supporting Barr at this time in November? Right? Even though Barr may not be here. I can't say for sure, it's uncertain. But even if he's not here, his shadow hand remains. And remember, this is the time of November, and I'm seeing some disturbing cards here because it's his unidentified military force around the White House, and they're protecting the king. So there may be some sort of barricade built or some sort of plan to keep Trump in. They call us the swamp. They're trying to keep us out. That's all I can see. I mean, I can't pull it out apart anymore. It feels crazy to even say it. But I think I've been saying it in previous readings for quite a while, especially in my day after reading. If you do a search for my day after reading, from my perspective, the day after the November elections, I'm happy I'm inspired about new, but I'm mad as hell about something. And it may be that Trump doesn't concede. And there is some sort of force here to keep this dysfunctional prince in place. Because they know they can't win. They can't win unless they cheat, and even cheating at this point is going to be really, really, I think difficult. I think because of the heavy scrutiny, I hope it will be difficult. Oh, God, guys, so much pressure. Because I don't want to be wrong, but I don't want to be right either. Will the Senate still be supportive of Barr at this time in November? It says they're dug in. They're trenched in and barricading themselves and upholding his integrity or upholding that he's a good guy. But they're the swamp. They're the swamp, guys. Congressionally, I see some sanctions against Barr. Let me just adjust my camera if I can. King of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Emperor, Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay. I see some sanctions against Barr in his office. So I feel Congress will try to hurt him financially. There is a big loss of money here, big wealth. But I see Barr spying, both spying here and here, on politicians and judges and Biden and Biden's running mates. And he's even spying on Trump. He even keeps tabs on Trump. The cards say that Barr will face legal troubles and trouble with the law, and the law will get involved in state matters. But that's where it gets ambiguous, because Barr is the law. Barr is in charge of these matters. So how can he be in trouble if he's in charge? It may be him. I mean, I don't even know how to thread that out. I'm trying to think of how to, legal troubles are ahead, and the law will get involved in state matters. That could be Barr getting involved in these state matters. It's really hard to say, guys. I'm sorry. I can't. I do feel there's a lot of efforts coming out to oppose Barr. A lot of powerful, influential men and businesses coming out to oppose this takeover of justice, or what he's doing with the SDNY cases against Trump. Oh wow. He doesn't want. He's trying to control the tax information on Trump from coming out. Let me just stick with the energy that I'm seeing. There's a lot of efforts to oppose Barr, I think, from very powerful men. All right? That will come to, possibly even businesses, that will come down hard. Of any kind of takeover. They feel like there is some kind of takeover of democracy, a takeover of the justice system. Am I making sense? But Barr will fight that fiercely, and he may even use his unidentified people, police force, that are within the structure, within the system, to help him protect at all costs his presidency. So he's fighting fiercely, and verbatim, this card acts as a warning of possible violence, usurpation, brutality, and abuse of power, unscrupulous people taking advantage of both the president, because I told you he's spying on Trump too, and the country, and its wealth and security. They claim they're trying to keep the bad element out, but they're the bad element and they're trying to keep it in. I feel Barr plans to take advantage of Trump at the right time. But he may be doing that for his real boss, right? This is Barr, this is his boss. His real boss isn't Trump. His real boss is someone else. I think it's Putin. Oh, geez. Hope reversed says that Barr, Trump, Putin their dream for the country to come under a despotic rule, authoritarian rule, is just an illusion. And for now, we'll have to wait. So in November, there's delay or derailment of those plans. So maybe that's something we can hope for. After I read all this dark stuff, this is potentials. It's not set in stone yet. That's why it's an ambiguous future. It's potential ahead, and there's awareness that needs to be had, and fearlessness to go into unknown places. Just because you don't think that way doesn't mean your enemy won't do it. That's the blind spot the Democrats have. And we must take all precautions. There are some delays and blocks against this agenda, at least for now, but there is a waiting for, I'm jumping ahead. All right, so that's the end of that line of questioning. Will the Republicans, Senate, or Congress still remain true to Barr and to Trump? Yes, they're trenched in. Some feel forced to remain. Next set of questions we have: what is behind Barr protecting Trump at all costs? I got the Ten of Swords clarified by the dog. Ten of Swords clarified by the dog. This reading has been sitting for a couple of days. I apologize. I'm just now getting around to delivering it. I felt I had some time, but also there's been construction going on, so I didn't want to do it with a bunch of construction noise in the background. So this card says a lot, but I'm going to try not to link because then it gets really confusing. You can I'm already pretty drained by what I saw up here. I hope you guys understand that I don't feel he resigns. But he may not be here in November. But I don't think it may not be through a resignation. Maybe it's through a firing. But I feel it's all a ruse. If that is the case, it would be a ruse. The shadow hand or darkness still remains, okay?